Hi everybody. I guess we're at video number 4 of the Conklin family house tour. Now we're going to go downstairs and you're going to be amazed because this place hasn't been cleaned in a very long time. And by a very long time, I mean a century. Follow me. You'll all remember the decorations on the wall. For the most part, they're still the same. No idea why that monkey picture's there, but it's always been there. The cabin, the old cabin. Hold on a second, Charles. Okay. Turning off the old radio. So, you'll notice it probably looks cluttered in the video, but you'd be amazed at how much we've done in here. Stepping over here, this cabinet is stuff that we found in the back room. Mostly, the only thing I managed here is oil cans. Follow me. Step over here. Now we're going to walk into the coal shed. Come on in here, Charlie, and just do a sweep. Sweep is what we did in here. And I'm not kidding you when I say that we did a sweep. Ah, man, now I can't find it. Oh, here it is. This place was so unswept that I found a piece of coal on the ground. I don't know when this house was converted from coal, but it had to be more than a half a decade ago. Step on in. Everybody is super curious about what was in the safe. Yes, there were coins, and there are 4 gold coins. There are 2 $2.50 coins, 1 $5 coin, and 1 $1 coin. There are a number of half dollars, a few silver dollars, a couple pieces of paper money, and I will get something figured out about all that and get it all documented at a later point. We also found one nice watch in here, which was the Jesse Buck watch with a gold chain. That's unlike the one upstairs. That one is definitely worth money. And then there's a whole bunch of just stuff. Old paperwork, graduation announcements. Oh, and then of course the silver. The actual silver for the table is in here. Grandpa's desk. You can see that we've cleaned it all off now. Everything that was in it is upstairs. We also pulled all this stuff up and swept behind and around everything. So it may not be exactly the order that you remember it. That's because we have been playing the biggest physical game of Tetris in the history of whatever in order to get this place clean. Grandpa's selection of books. Man, there are a lot of yearbooks in here. That whole bottom shelf pretty much is yearbooks. There's a bunch of other stuff too, and it all looks interesting. And another day, I'm going to come and get through it. So you'll see the workshop, Grandpa's workshop, in a little bit. That's cleaned out, as is everything else. And what we've done is we've moved everything over here. Can the camera see this stuff, Charlie?
No.
No? Okay, so this box and this box are hand tools. Some of these hand tools are very, very old. More neat than useful, but there's 2 boxes of hand tools. We have 3 boxes of hardware. This one's hardware. This one's hardware. And then a couple boxes of fasteners. And then this one is drill bits. A lot of stuff. I mean, so check this out. Just some of the stuff you find is just so neat. So if anybody's looking for a thermostat, I think this one's brand new. I mean, how much fun is that? 1940s? 1950s? Now we're going to go into the fruit cellar. Come on in, Charlie. See what you can get while I talk. Just once you step in here and just spin around. So this room was really a disaster. It hadn't been cleaned in maybe a century. We emptied it out. We took a lot of the stuff upstairs just to make room for cleaning. Let me show you inside here, Charlie. If you can get in there, can you see anything?
A little bit.
Remember this, and so of course this was the old cabinetry in the kitchen that everybody remembers. My dad replaced it. Here's a cauldron for cooking over a open hearth. Big, huge turkey roaster. A lot of old aluminum stuff. I think all the enameled stuff is upstairs. Cookie cutters, which, you know, interesting, like, here's a neat one from the 40s, and this one's probably from the 80s. Bird food. Just strange stuff. Oh, more recipes. Oh yeah, let's look in here too. Step back here, Charlie. There was a bunch of jam in here, but I ate it all. Trade places. Okay, follow me. Now we're going to go into the workshop. Here's a couple old 19th century chairs that we have all the pieces to, but they need some TLC. Coming into the workshop, let's come in here and start with this side. So this is just thermoses, containers, yada, yada, yada. Everybody remembers the laundry chute? I think we sent one of the cousins down this once. Maybe not. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And then look at this room. Pan through. Don't trip. So I can't begin to tell you what a disaster this room was before we started. I mean, it was literally just filled with stuff. And we have thrown it away, sorted through it, put it in those boxes up front. So come on in. Let's start with this. Remember the blackboard? This is real slate. This was hidden behind a cabinet, and I didn't remember it until I saw it. And the moment I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, I totally remember that. And Mark had the same experience. More cabinets that we've largely emptied. A doctor's cabinet. That's the stool, Grandma's stool from the kitchen. Tools. These awesome fire protection things. This drill that always scared me as a kid. Grandpa's jigsaw. I don't know what that is. This saw. We're going to go there in a second, Charlie. You can see that we cleaned all this, cleaned it, swept it, you know, brought it all down, gone through all of it. There's some very strange stuff in here. And then the room that everybody hated the most, and I'm convinced the grown-ups tried to convince us that it was haunted so we wouldn't go in here and die in the well, is the well room. And I'm sure the camera can't do anything in here, and I can't help you because I got nothing, but it is cleaned out, swept, cobwebs removed, and I'm no longer afraid to be in here. The final thing that I'll point out on the tour is this scale. So this scale sat upon the well, probably because it was heavy and was supposed to keep us up from taking the lid off the well and falling to our deaths. But this would have been the scale, I'm speculating, but I bet I'm right. This would have been the scale that sat on the counter at Bartholomew and Company, Lewis's hardware store in Michigan City. Now, here's something I learned. We all think of Lewis as owning Bartholomew and Company. It wasn't Lewis that owned Bartholomew and Company. It was his father, Virgil, that owned Bartholomew and Company. When Lewis grew up, he did take it over, but upon Virgil's death, Lewis sold Bartholomew Company and went into a different business, maybe doing ducts and heating and air conditioning and that kind of thing, not air conditioning, but heating, out of the same building, and then he rented that first floor out maybe as a hardware store to somebody else. So these are all things I'm learning. That's the boxes upstairs that I'm going to be going through. There's tons of newspaper clippings and photos and lots of cool stuff. I'll also say that I've been in contact with a number of organizations that are interested in taking some of this stuff. I am in communication with the Michigan City Historical Society, who is very interested in almost anything on the Bartholomew side that I want to share with them. I'm also talking to The Rockford Historical Society, which is Midway Village and the Tinker Cottage, they've already been over here and they're getting things that were related to the cabin and deeds to land and gifts and things that are more Rockford specific. Lions Club, Kiwanis, all those types of things. And then I'm also talking to Conklin School. And Conklin School, I've been giving them stuff that I think they should have. I mean, just stuff around creation of, or I should say the connection between the school and Grandpa. And they are putting they're hoping to find a way to create a permanent display in the library or in the foyer with the things that I found in a nice painting that they have. And maybe like shed some light on something that I don't think anyone that works there even remembers. They know there's a guy, no one knows who it is, and we're gonna change that. So that's the end of the tour. You've got 4 videos to watch. You've already watched them probably if you're here. You know how to reach me, Kurt at kurtconklin.com. And well, there it is. I look forward to hearing from all of you.